Assalamu alaikum. My name is Fadwa Wazwaz. In the coming days, given the situation that is unfolding in Palestine, Gaza, Rafah, there's going to be obviously a lot of protests, and people are going to come in with the safety card that they're not feeling safe. And I've been trying to push this out there, and I think we need to utilize it in Palestine. Routinely, what happens is there are curfews, and the Israeli government will put a curfew and claiming security for whatever reason. If there's a Jewish holiday and they want to protect the Jewish people, they'll go ahead and put a curfew on the entire town. If there's a massacre by a Jewish mass shooter, for example, a terrorist like Baruch Goldstein, I recall, they'll put a curfew on Palestine, not on Jews, on Palestine. So whatever it is that they will use curfew as a means to punish Palestinians based on their own will. And I just wanted to share this with you because people have not caught on to it for the protests. Let him speak for himself. But there was a curfew upon the town. This is now proper Israel. This is like, not Gaza, not the West Bank, not East Jerusalem. This is in proper Israel. They put a curfew on the town. Not on for Jews, for Palestinians. Even though there's like Jews and Palestinians in the area, it's only on Palestinians. Jews can roam around with their Uzis, their M16s, and their advanced weaponry in the town. Instead of bringing the riot police or the national, how we say here, bring the National Guard, bringing like the National Guard, was synonymous in Israel to the National Guard, bringing, soldiers to stop these armed settlers who are engaging in pogroms, massacres, or terrorizing Palestinians all over the towns. They put rather Palestinians in a curfew and tell them to stay home so that the others can go vandalize and do whatever they want, massacre, kill, and, like rage and get it all out of their system. Or they may want to celebrate, or they may want to have a hate march, like, death to the Arabs march. In any case, Arabs are put on a curfew. If this is how, arguing with them right or wrong didn't work all these decades. But we should ask when we do protests that those individuals who are saying that they don't feel safe to stay home and be in a curfew. This requires protests to speak up against what has taken place. If they don't feel safe for us to express our anger, not just our tears, but our anger and our condemnations regarding those who are responsible behind what is taking place, place yourself in a curfew, stay home. The curfew that you imposed on Palestinians when you did your death to the Arab marches, when you practiced your holidays, whatever it is, when you wanted to rage and do a pogrom and not to be held responsible for the consequences, stay home, put yourself on that very same curfew that you created for security reasons. Be secure by employing the curfew methods that Israel enacted and you supported. So let me let you hear this by yourself. Excuse me, let me push this up. You see again the fire, this is literally the vandalism, the fire that they create, the terrorism that they go around terrorizing Palestinians, not just in the West Bank, not just in East Jerusalem, but in Israel proper. They are also terrorized. Their homes, their places are vandalized. You know, they live under fear of threats. And I'll show you further. You see, again, no National Guard, you know, Israeli National Guard, kind of synonymous with the National Guard. Here's what I'm saying. No army, no riot police to stop the riots. You can see they're open riots and bloodshed. They made a big issue here in the US about, you know, BLM, you know, Black Lives Matter, about the riots, right? But they openly have riots, and then they put the Palestinian on a curfew. And we're not allowed to leave. In fact, if people just look out the window, they get shot. It's their fault. The Palestinians are at fault if they just look out the window and try to look at the riot and see what is taking place. They live under complete terror. You see how armed they are? I mean, again, it just brings memories of when I went overseas. They have these like really big machine, you know, heavy weaponry on them. And, you know, they're very trigger happy. And not only are they trigger happy, they're always provoking you. They literally are just like, they just love to keep provoke. Like they want you to say something or to lose it so that they could shoot you. And then, you know, they just want something to hurt you and to harm you. This is literally how it was. It brings back a lot of memories. Again, they're telling Palestinians, you cannot go out. For safety reasons, you're under curfew. And there's no riot police, like you see. There's no soldiers coming to stop the riots, the vandalism, the bloodshed. It just keeps going, and they tell Palestinians to stay in their home. as we are moving forward to shut down these conversations about that some people don't feel safe, I hope you can replay this for them. It's, by the way, the Middle East Eye. And again, once you set the rules of the game, you got to play by those rules. We're not asking for protesters to be armed and go around vandalizing and burning down, towns and killing people. But they're not allowing people to condemn these atrocities. They're not allowing people to condemn 2,000-pound bombs on tents and beheading of babies and the killing that is taking place, the bloodshed that is taking place. And we need to ask those people who are not feeling safe, stay home. You wrote those rules. You wrote them for Palestinians when they're not applicable. Now you need to practice them right here in the US. If you don't feel safe when people are angry and they want to go out in the streets and they want to condemn the war crimes and the ongoing genocide, if you don't feel safe, place yourself on a curfew and stay home. Thank you.